Yellow! Hello, everybody out there. Anish Majumdar, career coach to the fiercely ambitious, and I'm answering a question that I get a lot, and it's a big one, and it's real. And you've probably, if you've been in the midst of a job search or have recently completed one or thinking that you're going to be doing it soon, it's something that you do need some information on, and it's this. Will mimicking a job posting in your resume get you the interview? So if you have a job posting, right, and you see the job, you're like, this is a perfect job. Will echoing, like making your resume a carbon copy of the skills, the qualities that they're asking for, making all of that just a mirror image in your resume, will that help you land an interview? I think the answer is going to surprise you, and I promise you right now, all right, my wife, my family, my friends, you guys know I'm never going to lead you astray, and I'm never going to BS you. All right, I'm gonna give you the real deal, and I'm not. This is no different. So let me start by saying this: if you make your resume a carbon copy of the job posting, yes, you're probably going to land more of those types of interviews. Yes, you probably will. But my question is, should you make your resume a carbon copy of a job posting to get the interview? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And here's why. Let me start by giving you a small example from my own life, okay? I was an actor in my 20s, and the first couple of years, I was like an eager beaver, you know, right out of school. I was ready to go. And so my approach was, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to treat every potential opportunity exactly the same, and I'm going to do whatever they need me to do. Like, you just tell me, sir, and I will do it. So I prepared the same, regardless of whether I looked at the sides, the script, for the audition, and I said, this is garbage. Regardless of whether it was garbage or brilliance, I would prepare the same, go in there, whatever you want me to do. You want me to do 5 takes? You want me to do 10 takes? Great, I'll do it. And I didn't book anything. I had a miserable year, and I got steadily more and more depressed because I kept finding myself in situations that I honestly did not belong in. So many of those auditions I never should have done, but I did it anyway because I felt that's what I needed, right? I needed to get in there. I needed to get in the room. Finally, what changed it for me was one day I walk into an audition and I see in front of me 40 other people, okay, at least, maybe more. And the person signing me in, I say, hey, my name's Anish. She's like, I don't care. I was like, what? She's like, I don't care. Just take a number, sit down. And I look. I had like number, 57, 58. And I look at this thing, and I look at this room, and I said, no goddamn way am I doing this. And I walked out, and I was feeling that weird flutter, you know, that right after you do something a little nuts. And I started walking, and I said, well, I'm not doing this. I'm not being treated like a number. I'm not being treated disrespectfully. So what I did from that point onwards was 2 things. Number 1, I started getting way more selective. If an audition just looked like crap or was, and believe me, I've gotten them all. I got, hey, would you like to play like the Indian taxi driver? Would you like to play the Indian doctor terrorist? I was like, no, it's a waste of time. I don't want to do that, right? I started getting way more selective about what I went out for. And secondly, I went in there with a different mentality. I said, you know what? I don't know what you're looking for. Like, and you're probably going to be facing this in an interview all the time. I don't know what you're looking for, right? I can guess, but I'm not going to guess. Here's what I'm going to give you instead. I'm going to tell you honestly, this is who I am. Not just as a professional, but as a human being. This is who I am. This is the core of who and what I can bring to the table. And yes, we can talk specifics. Yes, we can explore the opportunity. But the core is who I am. And who I am is never going to change. It's not going to change for you. It's not going to change for the next company I interview with. It will never, ever, ever change. In other words, I walked in to these auditions with a clear point of view. And that was me. That was the way that I saw it. And guess what? A lot of auditions, I started tanking. But the ones I didn't, I started getting callbacks for, and I started getting work. And this, admittedly slightly long-winded story, okay, is why you should never, ever, ever make your resume a carbon copy of a job posting. Because if you are not coming in with a kind of predetermined core of who you are, what you're bringing to the table, yeah, you might get an interview. But you don't know if this company is terrible for you. You don't know if this opportunity is terrible for you. You don't know what. All you know is that you've changed yourself artificially to fit this artificial job description, which, by the way, many times bears little to no resemblance to the actual job. And you're in there now on this false pretext. And what else are you going to do once you've started things that way than to keep playing this cat and mouse game? Well, let me see. I think they want me to be more like this. I think they want me to highlight this. I think, oh God, I said the wrong thing there. I highlighted the wrong thing now. Now there's doubts. You can never win that game because you don't have enough clarity to know. And not only that, by not having a core, an unchanging, powerful core of self in your resume, LinkedIn, interview strategy, what you're doing is you are just like this. You're a weather vane. You're just drifting along in the wind. And that means that is going to drastically increase the odds. Regardless of how many interviews you have, remember, the ultimate goal here, who cares about interviews? The job, right? The offer is why you're doing this. Taking that approach of trying to change to become whatever someone is asking for or trying to play this kind of cat and mouse game, the odds of your being happy at that job are close to nil. It's a crapshoot. That's the best you could hope for, the absolute best, because you didn't have the courage to actually say, this is who I am. So this is what I want you to do, okay? I know it's all good and said, it's all fine to say that, but how do you actually use that? I want to start asking yourself some questions, some really, really, really hardcore questions, okay? Here's a couple. What is my ultimate goal? Where do I ultimately see myself? Not just in this next job, but in the long term. What's the ultimate impact I want to make? What is it? When I'm on my deathbed, what do I want people to remember about me? Here's another one. Consistent feedback. Over the course of your work history, have you noticed people giving you the same types of feedback, compliments, observations about who you are, a way that you lead, a way that you solve problems, a way that you look at work? These are also can be core things that you can use to create that unchangeable core. What are the accomplishments that you're proud of? And they can be great metrics-driven accomplishments, but some of the most proudest things I've ever done have been small human moments. It's been repairing that relationship that I could have easily let go, but I said, I'm not doing that. It's admitting wrong. It's saying I was wrong, That was boneheaded, and I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to try something differently. So consistent feedback is a great way to do that. Accomplishments, finding them, thinking about them is a great way to find your core. Exploration, thinking about what you do outside of work, thinking about the kind of person that you are, thinking about what you believe in. These all inform the core. And now that you have that, look for opportunities to bring that out in your resume, to bring that out in the accompanying letter that you should always send when you send that resume, and bring it out in your LinkedIn. By the way, the LinkedIn opening section, the summary section, what makes that fly is your core. What stops people and gets their attention is people saying, this is my mission, this is what I love. This is what gets me out of the bed in the mornings. This is what I'm most proud of. This is how I want to contribute. This is how I want to do. This is what I want to engage. This is how I want to learn. Now you've got this core. And now here's the thing. You can still pursue a job posting. You can still slightly tweak, let's say, the opening of your letter, slightly tweak if you want to add a detail to the beginning, certainly. But it's a overlay of customization. You're not actually reinventing the wheel. The wheel stays the same. You're just putting a little bit of different rubber on it. So that's what you're doing. It's a small outlay of customization. You're not repeating this, and you're certainly not making your resume or anything else a carbon copy of some job posting, because you go deeper than that. You're more than a job. You're more than a job posting. You are more than all of that. So that core, once you're sending it out, here's the amazing thing, okay? You are going to continue to get interviews. But the difference is that approach drastically increases the odds of people, the right companies, securing those interviews with you. Because when you have a core, you're sending out a targeted beacon. And it's saying, hey, members of the tribe, fellow people who get what I'm about, who understand and see things the way that I am, Here I am, here I am, here I am. And yes, you're going to turn off some people. There's a bunch of fakos out there. There's a bunch of corporate shills out there. You're not going to get them, okay? You're not going to get interviews because there's a lot of places like that that demand subservience, that have no idea what they're looking for. The carbon copiers are going to get those interviews. You are not going to get those interviews. You are going to get the interviews with those tier 1 companies that are fierce, mission-driven, and actually have a core themselves. And that's what you want. That is what you want, and that is worth fighting for. So I hope that has been helpful to you. Please, please, keep those questions coming. You know I will give you the straight deal. I'm going to tell you what that recruiter is not going to tell you, and I'm certainly going to tell you what that hiring manager will never, ever, ever have the courage to tell you. I'll tell you what actually works. So thank you for learning with me. Thank you for stopping in and checking out this video. Do engage with me. Send me a comment. Follow my videos on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Jump on LinkedIn. Hit me a connection. Come on, let's get this conversation going. I want to hear from you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for listening and for wanting and fighting for a better life, because that is what makes life all worth living. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon. If you like that video, I encourage you to hit subscribe to get other expert tips and strategies that will take your career further.